Hello, welcome, and good evening to everybody out there watching this on MASL TV. It's been pretty cold throughout the entire United States as of late, but here in Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, the warm air is rising. The hunger, the competitiveness, it is all-encompassing as the Tacoma Stars look to tango tonight with the Ontario Fury for the second of 5 matches during the regular season. We're back in the booth, and it's as sweet as vermouth. Christian Philly Filament is my name, play-by-play is my game, and joining me tonight, the man, the myth, the legend, the doctor, Jonathan Reimer.
It's a pleasure to be back here with you, putting the voice to the moniker, the voice of Fury himself, Christian Philly Filament. A pleasure to be back here with you in Toyota Arena, getting ready for some hot Monday Night Football action. Monday night indeed. Are you ready?
And it is a happy Monday today, and happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Doctor, those are 2 words that most people would agree don't combine very well together. But when you have MASL action on a Monday, it truly is a happy Monday indeed. Now, the last time these 2 teams tangoed and squared off against each other was about a week ago in a very epic match. Tacoma, coming into Toyota Arena with only 2 wins, managed to get by with a shootout win. Nick Pereira, Vinny Dantas, Mike Ramos spoiled a heck of a night for the Fury. But the Fury didn't have a long period of time to lick their wounds because they came back a few days later and welcomed Utica for the first time in Toyota Arena in the most rudest of fashions. Now, Doctor, both Tacoma and Ontario have a lot of star power, a lot of great talent on both teams. But you know what? They got something else in common.
What's that, Philly?
The fact that both of these teams managed to put up 15 goals in a single match. Ontario won 15-5 against Utica City recently, and the Tacoma Stars managed to put 15 goals up on the St. Louis Ambush. There's no doubt that there's a lot of star firepower in here. Now, interestingly enough, despite the fact that the Fury played Utica City about a week or so ago, Tacoma took on San Diego yesterday, and what an epic match that was.
Yeah, yet another overtime game. San Diego seems to be playing a lot of overtime games of late. So have the Fury and so have the Stars. The Western Conference just does not like 4 quarters of MASL. But it was once again the Sockers who came out on top last night, Philly.
Indeed, it was an overtime win. Brandon Escoto with the game winner. Tacoma played a really good game. And coming in with not even 24 hours worth of rest, they come to take on the Ontario Fury, a team that's been off for a couple of days. So is that going to be a disadvantage for Tacoma coming into this matchup? What are your thoughts, Doctor?
Well, you would have to think the rest certainly benefits the Fury, a team that we know certainly puts in their workout. They're going to be ready for this one today and hopefully looking to take advantage of Tacoma coming off of that brutal 5-quarter loss last night. So why don't we go ahead and dive into our keys to the game, Philly?
I mean, history has a way of repeating itself, and if you don't learn from history, history is going to happen again. And quite honestly, the Fury need to learn from history because our keys to the game are somewhat similar to the last keys to the game we gave for the matchup against Tacoma last week.
In fact, they're identical because so many of those things reared their ugly head throughout the course of this match. So we're going to go ahead and start off with direct emotion into execution. Once again, the Fury seem to be having a lot of distractions taking place off the pitch. You've got to find a way to control that energy and focus it into execution, Philly.
We say this on the Striking Fury podcast all the time. In fact, it's how we ended. Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy. If the Fury want to get on the boards and handle Tacoma relatively quickly, they got to get on the boards and they got to score early. They allowed Tacoma to score the first goal of the game in the last match, and it was an epic showdown. So for the Fury to go out there to get the advantage, they need to strike as hard as they did in that 3rd quarter against Utica in order to come out with a considerably easy W, which is not going to be easy with a team as talented as Tacoma.
Exactly. That second point, you can't let Tacoma have hope, and you've coined it perfectly, Philly. Third, we have to say, control the captain. Nick Pereira dominating the game board to board. 13 goals, 11 assists, 2.7 points per game. You've got to control Pereira if you want to stop Tacoma.
The 6th attacker dagger, that has been an Achilles heel. The extra man, really tough. If the Fury find themselves in a position to have a 6th attacker dagger, they need to make sure that they're wearing the body armor. 6th attacker dagger kills the Fury.
And of course, they've got to see past that Rapunzelian goal repellent that is, of course, Danny Waldman with his dreamy, dreamy locks. He had him up last game, hopefully. Danny, let down your hair for us, brother. We want to see that beautiful, wavy hair. But folks, we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be right back for kickoff for you on MASL TV right after this.
Tacoma, Ontario, live Monday night. Let's go!
Get up and down, there and back. Entire game, who we attack. We take our time, we'll head it back. We on our heels, counter-attack. Fake that wall pass, get it to the open man. We hitting angles on angles, don't let that 3-line pass. It's a short field, so we don't need them long routes. We need the 7th man to help us till it's all done. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. We getting loud, we standing proud. Our hand clap is getting insane now. Hear the screams, hear what I mean? Ontario Fury. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. We are what? We are Ontario. Say what? Say it louder. Here we go. Ontario. We are what? We are who? We are Ontario. Come on. Let's go. Ontario.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Hello and welcome everyone on MASL TV here to Toyota Arena in beautiful Ontario, California for this matchup of the Ontario Fury versus the Tacoma Stars. For all you fans looking to get into the stadium, we'd like to give a quick shout out to the friends at Premier COVID Testing who are going to help you safely enter the stadium, and we'd like to send it down to the lovely Amanda, the Panda Philemon, to let you in on a little news about our friends at Premier COVID Testing. Take it away, Panda.
Thanks, boys. Hey, the only thing we care about is getting fans in the stands, and we want to help make that as easy as possible on all of you. So whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, we've got a solution because we have partnered with Premier COVID Testing so that we can provide you all with free COVID tests on site. They're fast, they're easy, and they're going to allow you all to join us in the arena tonight so that we can cheer on with our Fury faithful. Rise with Fury. Back to you guys in the booth.
Folks, thank you for coming and chilling with us tonight. We'd like to give a shout out to Chill Brands. Chill.com is the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the club, Chill. The officials for today's match are brought to you by Capelli. Capelli is the official uniform sponsor of the MASL game officials. Today's officials are Crew Chief Mark Kadlecik. We have our referee Joseph Salinas, assistant referee Steve Skilly. Our fourth official tonight will be Andy Waller. And in the penalty box we have Andreas Saucedo and Dan Sobieski. Philly, we are just a moment away from the match officials placing that beautiful flight ball at the center of the pitch here. We'd like to remind you that flight is the official match ball of the MASL. It is designed and produced expertly for the indoor game. Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
Nobody does these reads as good as you, Doctor. Certainly appreciate that. We're going to be back in just a couple of moments for the start of tonight's game. But first, we're going to hear the Star-Spangled Banner live from Toyota Arena. We'll be back in just a couple of moments for the start of tonight's game. The tug of war, the tussle, the tango. It's Tacoma. It's Ontario. It's Monday night.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Edition of today's national anthem. Wonderful stuff there by Katrina Pisek. Lovely stuff. Folks, we'd like to send it down to Amanda the Panda Philemon to help us get ready for tonight's game.
Can you hear me? Yeah, the big news coming into tonight's matchup is the absence of Justin Stinson and Nestor Hernandez. I spoke with head coach Jimmy Norberg earlier, and he said they're both healthy scratches, so they should be available for the games next week. But that just means tonight we're going to need some other players to step up and fill that void. We know that there's a lot of depth on the Fury bench, and that's going to be put to the test as they take on Tacoma here in a few short moments. How's it going to go? Well, it's indoor soccer, folks. We're going to have to stick around and find out, all right? It's going to be a crazy match, so stay tuned in. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Amanda the Panda Filament, and that's really good information. Obviously, the Fury not having Justin Stinson, a player that's got 13 goals, 3 assists, 16 points on the season, is going to hurt the Fury. And Nestor Hernandez started coming through and taking care of business, finding the back of the net on a couple of occasions, and having 4 assists. So, like Panda said, we have to see who's going to step things up, but the Fury are going to be at a big disadvantage coming into this matchup against Tacoma without their second leading scorer and without a veteran like Nestor Hernandez.
We do hear that the Fury are bringing Alan Perez out tonight. We do have a couple scratches for the Tacoma Stars as well, too. Chase Hansen, Philip Lund, Eddie Na, Jamel Cox, Adrian Gutierrez, Adam Wex, Rafael Cox, Isidro, Adrian Correa, Ty Hall, Alexander Canale are all not playing tonight, but we got a couple newcomers showing up. Number 5, Kyle Rivers will be out there tonight. Rocking number 20 will be Kevin Naranjo, and number 22 will be Nate Ford for your Tacoma Stars, for all you Tacoma fans tuning in.
Always exciting to get new players on the turf. Kyle's a rookie. College experience, Tacoma Community College and Hawaii Pacific University. Local signee from Spanaway, Washington, Kevin Naranjo. He happened to appear in 1 game this season with Milwaukee, and he played a couple of seasons with the now defunct Orlando Seawolves, so it's going to be really exciting to see them play. Once again, I said it earlier, the tango, the tussle, the tug-of-war, Tacoma, Ontario, Toyota Arena, Monday Night Soccer. It's a beautiful and happy Monday, Doctor. And we're about to start. We hear Social Distortion playing in the background, Machine Gun Blues. Let's go. Kickoff is underway. Alex Caceres, the former Ontario Fury player, on the ball with Frank Tayu pressuring him. Danny Waltman in between the pipes for Tacoma. We have Chris Toth in between the pipes for the Ontario Fury. Both teammates last season. And it is Debray Holloman passing it off to Vinny Dantas. Dantas with a shot, just comes wide. Shot Ramos, saved by Chris Toth. And already, 30 seconds into the match, Tacoma being dangerous to begin this game.
2 quick, rapid-fire shots, both great saves by Toth there, especially on that second one, able to pin the ball back against the boards. Smart, knowing he was off frame, and able to use the boards to his advantage. That's the veteran savvy you get with Chris Toth.
And we see Jeff Hughes, the veteran himself, passing it out to Tiago Gonzalez. Tiago, a threat with the Ontario Fury this season. He kicks the ball out of play. And looking around a Toyota Arena, we're seeing boards everywhere, Doctor. Tell us about what the story is with that.
Well, we have new health and safety protocols that have been enacted by the league, as many of us have seen a press release that came out from the league stating that for the safety of fans with balls traveling at speeds in excess of 120 kilometers per hour, it is important to make sure that fan safety is represented in all of our arenas, Philly.
Health is more important than wealth in every single occasion. Good call on the league. George De Leon crossing the midfield. Passing it off to Alan Perez, number 28 in the game. He takes a shot. That just misses. Rebound ricochets to Abdul Mansoure. Robert Palmer. Shout out to Berto, the Defensive Player of the Year. 7 goals, 7 assists, and he is tied with Marcel Leite for the league leader in terms of blocks. Well-deserved Defender of the Month, Robert Berto Palmer.
Yeah, picking right back up where he left off as Defensive Player of the Year last year, earning Player of the Month honors.
And there's Corey Keats. He had himself a goal and an assist just yesterday against the San Diego Sockers. And again, we mentioned it during the pregame. You got to wonder, did that game take a lot of steam out of the sails of the Tacoma Stars? They played an exceptional game. They went to overtime. Granted, it was only an extra 3 minutes of play, but you got to imagine that fatigue might be a factor for Tacoma coming into tonight. And that was Nate Ford kicking the ball off of the boards. We have Logan Jones passing it to Corey Keats.
Back-to-back games are a challenge for any team, let alone having to play an extra minute, let alone 3 minutes. Just playing on back-to-back nights, certainly have to say advantage Fury with regards to rest.
And Tacoma certainly playing much better over the course of these past couple of games. Last time they were in this building was a week ago. And again, they came in with only 2 wins, but they certainly took it to Ontario, going into overtime, going into the shootout, and stealing a victory away from the hometown Ontario Fury.
Certainly a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left in the game. A heartbreaking capitulation for the Fury versus the 6th attacker. Not once, but twice bringing that game into overtime.
See the ball come off the chest of Ishmael DeLuna. We got to give a shout out to him. He scored his first goal of this 2022 MASL campaign against San Diego yesterday. Emmanuel Aguirre passing the ball out to Israel Cisse. Cisse out to Alvarado. Alvarado with Nick Pereira on him. Nick Pereira, 4 assists and a goal and a shot and a successful goal within the shootout. He was a big part of Tacoma's win against Ontario last week, Doctor.
Anytime Tacoma does anything, it seems Nick Pereira is involved. Certainly their leader in goals, assists, and points on the season so far.
Ball off the boards. DeLuna dumping it down low. It's a foot race between Ramos and Jeff Hughes. Scooped up by Chris Toth. Chris Toth passes the ball out to Alvarado. Alvarado has the elegant assassin Alex Megson on him. Megson scoring 2 goals in the last matchup against Ontario. Successful in his last outing.
Had Jeff Hughes, one of the best minds in the game, using his head for other reasons right there.
Jeff Hughes, a veteran, a PASL MVP, a student of the game, and a very good conversationalist, if I do say so myself.
Can't wait to get him up in the booth. Although he might take my job. I got to be a little careful about that.
Great pass off of the boards from Thiago Gonçalves to Alan Perez. He tried to find Frank Tayu, but Debre Holloman there to pick things up. Frank trying to get by 2 defenders. Somehow he stuck with it, but it's Megson that took the ball away. Whistle on the turf. Ball comes back in favor of Tacoma.
Yeah, rough play there, throwing him against the boards. Lucky to avoid the blue card there. He might need a trip to the Inland Empire Health Providers. Reach your healthcare goals with an assist from IEHP, your Inland Empire Health Plan. Visit IEHP.org to learn more.
And it's Tacoma. Alex Caceres on the restart with Abdul Mansoure directly in his path. Abdul Mansoure in his 2nd season with the Ontario Fury. The boys like to call him London. You will know Abdul Mansoure from the minigame against San Diego last year in the Ron Newman Cup. There's a shot deflected off, and it is Pacheco. Dumping it down low. Abdul Mansoure, who ran track in college in Delaware, on the counter with Caceres on him. Mansoure to Travis Pittman, who's been fighting the back of the net this season. Pittman to Mansoure. Tried to squeeze it past Waltman. And it is Pereira there to clean things up. Tacoma ball. Off of the boards. Finds it out to Mike Ramos. Deflected off of Johnny Topete. Alex Caceres picks up the ball around midfield. And we have a whistle.
Folks, we'd like to take a moment to shout out our friend Alex Bostuvansky and everyone over at MASL Primetime. If you are not watching, by all means, you should be, because MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each week with Alex Bostuvansky.
If I do say so myself, check it out on Wednesday, Thursday. I happen to make a little 4-minute cameo on that show. Alex Bostuvansky, one of the leaders in terms of social media and all kinds of media within MASL. We never miss MASL Primetime, and it's going to be pretty cool to see some Ontario Fury representation on MASL Primetime on Wednesday or Thursday. Make sure you check it out on YouTube.
I know you're going to represent us well, Philly.
Well, I appreciate that, Doctor. Certainly appreciate that. And it is Caceres on the restart for Tacoma. Passes it out to Vinny Dantas. The ball comes off to Jeff Bader. Jeff Bader, we talked about it last game, 2014. He played in every single game for the Ontario Fury, the Iron Man for the Fury in 2014. We see Abdul Mansoure passing it off to George De Leon. George De Leon having a fine season this year with the Fury. 9 goals, 2 assists, 11 points. Certainly making a name for himself here in the Inland Empire, Doctor. Dantas off. Oh, deflected off of Berto. That ball comes out to Danny Waltman. Danny Waltman, I know you saw the game yesterday because we saw Danny Waltman was spectacular in goal. And I will give a nod to the San Diego Soccer's broadcast. They were talking about how Danny Waltman was vintage Danny Waltman, making all these saves like he did back in 2012, 2013. Danny Waltman, a veteran keeper, one of the best keepers in this game.
And the best hair in the game, if I might say so myself, as we see him come outside the box and clear that opportunity.
Doctor, I'm not going to lie. I feel like you have hair envy. All you talk about is Danny Waltman's hair.
Well, it's so dreamy. It's hard not to. Quick restart here as the ref replaces that beautiful Flight ball. I'd like to take a moment to remind you, Flight, the official match ball of the MASL, is designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. Flight, the premier partner of choice. Challenge everything.
And speaking of challenging everything, it's Mike Ramos, Santiago Gonçalves. He passes it out to Cisse. Cisse marked by Megson. That ball comes off of the boards to Keats. And I stand corrected. Last game I mentioned that Corey Keats was an alumni of Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis, but I stand corrected. IPFW is actually where Corey Keats went to college. And again, what I love about Corey Keats, first goal in the All-Star game, and he gave a shout-out and a tribute to our fallen hero, Joseph the Jet Kyrell.
Rest in peace, Joseph the Jet. That number still adorns our lineup sheet every game. His jersey still hangs in the locker room before every Ontario Fury game.
It always has, and it always will. A beloved member of both Tacoma and Ontario. We're going to mention it every single time. Nothing but love and respect to the Kyrell family. And it's Gonçalves on the counter, passing it to Tayu with Keats on him and Holloman. Out off of the boards to Gonçalves. Gonçalves, shot by Alan Perez. That gets, Danny Waldman gets a hand on it. Good shot by the rookie, Alan Perez, getting some significant minutes in his early Ontario Fury career. And that ball comes off of the boards to Corey Keats. Keats with Tayu on him. Keats going off of the boards. Chris Toth there to pick it up. Frank Tayu on it. Nick Pereira in his sights. Oh, Nick Pereira steals the ball from Tayu. He has Cisse on him. And Chris Toth is there.
We're already seeing these new tall boards come into play here multiple times as balls that would have gone out of play prior are now staying in play. In fact, that entire Fury last offensive effort was a result of it.
And it is Pacheco with a shot off of the boards. Danny Minetti there to scoop it up. He gets by Topete. Good move by Minetti. Passes it out. Intercepted by Uzi Tayu. He passes it out to Travis Pittman. And it is Tayu to Mansoure. Mansoure with DeLuna on him. Two defenders marking Mansoure. Somehow he sticks with it. And we have Uzi Tayu, Mansoure. And it is interesting seeing the boards, Doctor. Clearly this is making the game go by faster, and we're going to have less restarts as a result of the boards being around. We saw this all of last season. We're sort of used to this. It was kind of an anomaly to not see boards all across Toyota Arena.
Yeah, you know, if you're Tacoma, you really got to wonder if that's going to get into their mindset with regards to the well-rested legs of Ontario Fury versus Tacoma playing a back-to-back game in this now quicker game.
Much quicker game, given the players on the turf. And we have a whistle. It looks like we're going to have immediate timeout. 7 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It is 0-0 right now at Toyota Arena.
Our first time out of the game brought to you by the folks at Larson LLP. We'll be back right after this.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Folks, if you're looking for a home, we'd like to remind you Frontier Communities, your hometown builder, is a proud sponsor of the Ontario Fury. They don't just build homes, they build communities for generations to live, enjoy, and love.
Gonçalves to Tayu. Tayu, that shot gets blocked by Minetti. And that ball comes out of play, kicked out by the Fury. Tacoma ball. Folks, I'm sorry, what was that, Doctor? I was going to say, look, the Fury scored 15 goals in their last matchup in Toyota Arena against Utica City. They tied a record. They managed to score 15 goals against Turlock back in 2017. But thanks to our main man, our version of the professor, we call him Bino, Bill Norris, our statistician galore. On this day 7 years ago, the Fury managed to put up 26 goals to the Sacramento Surge's 3, which is their all-time leading amount of goals punched in the back of the net. So you think this Fury scoring 15 goals is impressive? 7 years ago today, they put up 26 against Sacramento. That is a significant number of goals, Doctor.
Well, you said history has a way of repeating itself. Can we pray for history to repeat 7 years ago tonight?
Berto trying to find Pacheco, but it is Pereira there to break that effort up. Passes it off to Megson, the elegant assassin, out to Caceres, a former Ontario Fury player in his own right. And a very nice guy, by the way. Megson off of the boards. Caceres off of the boards to Megson. It's number 20, Kevin Naranjo, playing that ball back out to Caceres. And it is Jeff Hughes passing it out to Alvarado. Christian Alvarado back into the lineup for the Ontario Fury. Folks, if you're just joining us right now, we're 6 minutes and 22 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. It is 0-0, and this is not what we were expecting thus far, because in all of the Fury's matches, regardless of who they played, we saw goals scored relatively early, and we've gone a long time without seeing anything happen tonight in Toyota Arena.
Wow, some clever footwork by Danny Waltman right there stopped the Fury from having the chance to crack open the scoring tonight.
And we see number 22, Nate Ford, on the turf for Tacoma. Oh, that ball comes off. Alvarado there to scoop it up. Tacoma wearing their, and I got to say, they're very dapper Navy kits, jerseys. Very big fan of those jerseys, very vintage. Tacoma Stars, a team that has a lot of history within the indoor game. And it is Gonzalez off of the boards to Mansoray. Mansoray with Holloman on him. Pereira marking him as well. Can London get by these two defenders? Travi P there to assist him. And we have a whistle on the turf.
You know, speaking of kits, those beautiful Humo kits you see out there by your Ontario Fury are now currently available at OntarioFury.com. Head out and pick up yours today.
Doctor, have you gotten your doctor number, your doctor jersey yet? Because I've certainly ordered my Philly Hummel jersey.
I thought we were going to order together, Philly. Jeez.
I was just a little quicker off the draw. Pereira. Oh! Nearly deflected off a Travi P to Toth. That almost was an own goal.
Toth's so good, he's looking for the shot no matter who's on the ball.
And if in case you're wondering who number 20 is on Tacoma, that is Kevin Naranjo. Yeah. Travi P having an excellent goal in the last match against Utica, coming in right off of the bench, scoring one nearly as pretty as Nate Bordeaux's goal. Topete with some space, shot just off of the boards. DeLuna there to rebound. Whistle.
They're going to whistle. The ball has gone out of play. It will be goalkeeper distribution for Danny Waldman. Yeah, Travis Pittman, that's got to be up there for goal of the week. Halfway line, curler, top corner, right as you come onto the pitch. Wow, my goodness.
It's a fantastic goal without a doubt. 2 goals in 2 games for Travi P. We see Aguirre on it with Ramos marking him. And it is Megson there to deflect. Tayu. Frank with an offensive explosion. 5 goals in the last matchup against Utica City. The Kings still taking care of business. Only a point or so shy of tying Ian Bennett, and only 4 goals away from tying Ian Bennett that way. Ian Bennett, last year's MVP. Aguirre with Maniti on him. Passing it back out to Topete.
Frank certainly got a few MVP awards in his mantle as well, too. He's sitting on 20 goals and 9 assists for the season.
29 points, not too shabby for the King. And it is Tacoma on the counter. Ramos with a shot. Ramos scores a goal. And it is the first goal of the game. Tacoma strikes first. 3 minutes and 35 seconds into the first quarter. What a goal by Mike Ramos.
Mike Ramos taking it right through the feet of Chris Toth, as we see on the replay here. Ball comes straight through the middle, and bang, 5-hole on Toth finds the back of the net. We've got our first goal of the game with 3.5 left in the first. It is Tacoma 1, Ontario nothing.
A very pretty goal, but had it not been for that beautiful pass by Logan Jones, That goal would have never happened. Fury find themselves in a familiar position the last time they faced Tacoma, down 1-0 in the first quarter. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Tacoma strikes first. Alvarado out to Palmer. Palmer out to Pacheco. Pacheco with Maniti on him. Passing it back out to Alvarado. Dantas on him. Passing it back out to Chris Toth. Toth dumping it down low to Mansoray. Mansoray getting significant minutes in today's matchup. He has Caceres on him. Mansoray out to Travi P, but that gets intercepted, and it's Vinny Dantas on the counter. He is not going to outrun Mansoray. Mansoray, again, in college, not only was he a soccer player, he ran track as well. The kid's got wheels on him. I'd love to see what his numbers are in the 40-yard dash. Very, very fast player.
A few people in the MASL that are going to outrun London.
Now, we call him London because, well, that's where he's from. London, England.
Big Chelsea supporter, by the way, as well, too, which does not endear him in my heart so much.
That's because you're a gunner. Pass out to Caceres. He has some space. Shot saved by Toth. Ramos misses it out. Mixon on it. He has it out. Berto, good defense. Caceres. Good defense by Alvarado. Alvarado certainly broke up that play. Caceres was thinking about scoring the second goal of the game for Tacoma. Alvarado had a different idea. Pereira out to Ramos. Shot just above the crossbar. Rebounds back out to Pereira. Pereira, who called Ontario home for a little while, scoring 16 goals and having 17 assists in his lone season with the Ontario Fury. Intercepted by Alvarado. Back out to Pittman. Fury have the ball. Palmer. The defender of the month and the reigning defender of last season. Robert Palmer has certainly had a good time in Ontario since coming to the Fury from Kansas City.
Oh, it's been raining Berto bombs this season.
Berto bombs. There's a shot just above the boards, and that is a shot that Frank Tayu would like to get back. Let's take a look at that replay again. Nice counter. It is Gonzalez off of the boards. Tayu with some space. He just got a little too much boot on leather, and that's more of a field goal than an actual shot on goal. And it is a goalkeeper distribution for Tacoma.
Yeah, it looks like it just skipped up off the turf on him a little bit, rode a little high on the foot, and he couldn't get a clean purchase on it.
Danny Waltman dumping it down low to number 22, Nate Ford. Scooped up by Cisse, back out to Toth. Toth sporting the green jersey this year for the Fury, or this game rather. Passed out, Logan Jones has it, off of the boards. Picked up by Tacoma, number 20, Kevin Naranjo.
Bringing his own little Hugo de Naranjo to the game today.
Well done, Doctor, well done. Jones, who got the assist on the first goal of this game. Pass it out to DeLuna. DeLuna back out to Pereira. Captain USA, captain of the U.S. men's national beach soccer team. Beach soccer, a very exciting sport to watch.
Growing up on the beach, something that's near and dear to my heart.
Under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Ball comes out. Ramos back out to Pereira.
Pereira playing a sweeper keeper role today. He's been hanging out mostly around mid-turf whenever Tacoma is on the offensive end, something we're not used to seeing from Pereira.
Well, still the most dangerous player on the Stars lineup, leading them in pretty much every statistical category. Pereira trying to dump it down low. That ball gets deflected off to Pete, and it is Frank Tayu coming in. He's got De Leon on his right. He gets by. Frank is down on the ground. Whistle.
Oh, Pereira not happy with the call. He is certainly frustrated, but...
Let's take a look at that replay again. We see Frank on the counter.
It certainly looks like Pereira got a leg in there. I'm not entirely sure what he's complaining about, but in the heat of the moment, you know how it is.
Gonzalez there on the restart, just above the yellow line. De Leon making his run. Pacheco with a shot. Pacheco! Boom! Golazo Pacheco!
What a fantastic goal from Pacheco. Just picks out the right post on the keeper there. Beautiful stuff here as we see Salves play it over in one-timer, bang to the keeper's right. Nothing he can do about it. And we are all knotted at one goal in the waning seconds of this first quarter.
They call him P, and that was a sweet goal by P. His 7th goal of the season, his 12th point of the year. Pacheco taking care of business. We're 1-1 in the first quarter here in Toyota Arena. Fantastic goal by the young Jesus Pacheco. And Thiago Gonçalves notching himself another assist, Doctor. His 10th on the season. Holloman trying to get by. Cisse picks it up, and there's a whistle. The foul's going to be on Ontario. 11.3 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 1-1. It's already been a ball game. Fun stuff tonight. Monday Night Soccer, baby. MASL TV.
Love it. Here's a big opportunity for Tacoma to break the deadlock with just 11 seconds left to go here. Can they find the time to get a shot off, Philly?
And it's either going to be Ramos or Pereira with a wall of Hughes, Berto, and Cisse in front of him. Pereira. Oh, and there's a shot blocked by Chris Toth.
What a save.
Heck of a save on Kevin Aranjo. Uzi controlling the boards. Foul. And that is going to be on Tacoma. 2.3 seconds left. Fury on the restart. This is pretty much how it's going to end, folks.
Oh, we got a little bit of advertising falling down there. Shout out to our friends at Rowdy's.
Great place to grab a beer and watch a game.
Folks, that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'd like to thank Larson LLP for bringing us this first quarter. What a save there by Chris Toth, stopping the juice from running loose here at the end of the first quarter.
And it's been a pretty fun first quarter. We haven't seen a lot of goals, but we've seen a lot of great defensive efforts. We've seen a lot of great movements, and we've seen a goal apiece by each team. Both these teams play competitively. They always play competitively. We're taking a look at this replay right now on the restart. Thiago Gonçalves passing it out to Pacheco. Pacheco with a bomb, a golazo. Danny Waldman stunned at that shot. There's nothing the veteran keeper could have done. Pacheco smashing that in the back of the polyurethane. That's the Fury goal right there. Taking a look at it again from a different angle. Boom!
You can see some smart movement there by De Leon off the ball, just drawing the defender over so that he could not come out. Wonderful stuff.
And folks, again, that is the end of the first quarter. Fury 1, Stars 1. We'll be back in just a couple of moments for the start of the second quarter here in Toyota Arena.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena. Happy to have you for the start of the second quarter. The score sits knotted at 1 apiece, Philly.
Yep, and we want to give a shout out, a happy 17th birthday to a 7-year season ticket holder for the Ontario Fury, and that of Amber G. Amber G loves this team. She rocked on to the field with her Thiago Gonçalves jersey. Really, really cool stuff.
Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and step aside for a moment because coming in real quick out of the phone booth after making a change out of his Superman leotard is none other than Nestor Hernandez taking the booth.
It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's Nestor Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, Nestor, welcome to the booth, my friend. How you doing?
Thank you, Philly. Thank you. No, it's always a pleasure being up here.
And it's a pleasure seeing you on the turf. You're getting a much-needed break. You've been playing your tail off, starting to find the back of the net, notching a bunch of assists. There's a great shot by Nick Pereira, saved by Chris Toth. And obviously, we'd rather have you down on the turf. But what are your thoughts so far, watching this game from the vantage point that you are in right now?
I think it's good so far. I mean, obviously the first quarter we're filling out each other. They had a game yesterday. We're coming fresh off, a week from Utica game. So we're having players step up right now. So it's good so far. I mean, obviously I couldn't play today, and Justin, we're taking a little break today, a little rest. But I think I have all the faith in the boys that they can get the job done. So it's good. I think we're getting our feel for it and getting warmed up.
We see some fancy footwork by Abdul Mansoure, Danny Waltman there to scoop things up. And again, Nestor, you're a veteran of this game. You've played here in Ontario. You've played with Dallas. You've been around. Like, how have you seen the evolution of the indoor game in the past couple of years? Like, what are your thoughts on where this league is going? Shot just off of the boards. Emmanuel Aguirre getting close. But what are your thoughts on the state of the league right now?
I think it's very good, to be honest. From when I started compared to it is now, it's growing a lot. And I just hope it gets even bigger and bigger as the years go on. The talent's growing. I mean, obviously, it's like everything bigger, faster, better players. So the league's getting more competitively. So I got to keep my standards up high and match them. So I got to take care of myself very well.
And you take care of yourself exceptionally well. You're an outstanding player within your own right. You were a fantastic player at Lewis in Illinois. And you've done a lot of tremendous things within this league. Like, you've been in Ontario for a little while. You're in You played in Texas for a little while. You're in Chicago. You were born in Chicago. Like, would you ever go back to the Midwest, considering the fact that you've been nice and warm here in Ontario these past couple of years?
I'm going to be honest with you. I will definitely go back to Chicago at some point in my life. I honestly think Chicago is the best city in the world. I'm biased,
Okay.
I'll be honest. But, yes, I definitely want to go back. I mean, that's where everything started for me, soccer, my family, friends, everything was up there. So eventually I would like to come back and do something with soccer up there.
Of course. You're a talented player, great mind for the game. And we talk about this in the booth, the doctor and I. We say Superman sightings. And a lot of that is predicated on the fact that you have Superman Under Armour-esque. Oh, there's a shot. Blocked by Toth. Near goal by Tacoma. We talk about this all the time. We joked about it last season. You have your little Superman jerseys that you wear underneath your actual Ontario Fury jersey. Tell us, and the secret, what goes into you choosing what color you're going to wear on a game day?
Honestly, just the mood. I mean, I look at all three colors, and I just decided, what I'm feeling. And sometimes I want to feel, depending what the crowd is going, the theme of it, red. If I want to stand out more, maybe black, depending on the jersey too. So if I wear a black jersey, I might wear a red or pink one to kind of stick out more. So I like to be flashy somewhat.
And speaking of which, we almost saw red, we almost saw black and blue. There was a shot by Vidi Dantas that almost found the back of the net. Still 1-1 here in the second quarter at Toyota Arena. 11 minutes and 24 seconds into the game. Nestor, You're again, I say this a lot, you are one of the best downloaded episodes that we have had on Striking Fury. You've blessed Striking Fury because our numbers came high as a result of you being on the pod. Now, again, you have fans everywhere. What do you have to say to some of the people that have been following your career for the past decade or so?
I want to say thank you for the support, and it's because of them I keep playing this game, to be honest. Because of them, I want to better myself. Anything I can do physically and mentally to take my game up a notch and stay fit and play at the highest level I can in this indoor game.
Well, we hope to see you for a significant amount of time. I said this to you earlier in the season. You're in fighting shape, probably better shape than I saw you. Oh, and there's a header. Christian Alvarado, Loyola Marymount's finest, puts the Ontario Fury up 2-1. Superman, let's take a look at the replay. Walk us through it.
Love it.
Walk us through it. What happens here?
Christian attacked the ball. I think he was, ball watching from the defender. Christian attacked it, and you can't take anything from that.
We got to highlight that backheel pass by Frank Tayu. The guy scores goals, no doubt, but that was his 10th assist of the season. That's Frank's 30th point, and Christian Alvarado's first goal, first points of the season. What would you say to your teammate after he just headed in his first goal this year?
I would say great for you. To build off this, get that momentum. I think you're helping the team in that way of scoring a goal for us, and I think it's good for his confidence. So we're going to get just better soccer from him.
Oh, and it's a near equalizer for Tacoma. Logan Jones with a great shot. Nestor, it's been great having you up here thus far. Look, again, you've had a tremendous career. There's a lot of people out there that love you. Are there any final words or any final thoughts you'd like to leave to the people listening out there and the people that have been following you since day one?
Yeah, I just want to thank them for the continued support. Please keep supporting me. I'm going to do my best to show up for them. Hopefully more Superman sightings for them. And I want to give a shout out to my family in Mexico, San Luis Potosí. Unos saludos a toda mi familia en San Luis Potosí. Fuerte abrazo y los quiero mucho.
Appreciate that. Nestor, we love you up here in Ontario. They love you down in Dallas. They love you in Chicago. You're a global superstar, my man. Nothing but love. God bless. Good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having the booth, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good, Superman. Can't wait to call more Superman goals.
That's the plan.
9 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here within the second quarter. The Fury find themselves up 2-1 thanks to a header goal off of a beautiful pass from Frank Tayu to Christian Alvarado. And we welcome back the Dr. Jonathan Reimer.
A beautiful pass. My goodness. Hello, Boss Jubanski. We got your plays of the week right here in Ontario.
Pacheco! He gets himself another goal! Sweet P! Finding the back of the net, punching it into the polyurethane. Fury up 3-1!
Pacheco, what a strike here. This is beautiful stuff. Steals the ball just outside the box. Left-footed toe poke goes top left corner, knocking over bottles on that top shelf and knocking that scoreboard up to read 3-1, Philly.
You as a sommelier certainly know a lot about top shelf, and that was certainly a top shelf. Pacheco, his 8th goal of the MASL season. P doing it yet again.
A brace here in the first half with 9:15 left to go. Way to go, Pacheco.
And again, this is a fantastic thing for Ontario. Nestor was up in the booth chatting with us. Justin Stinson isn't in the game, a healthy scratch. And of course, you got to have the next man up. Pacheco proving that he's the next man. And he's part of this again. Battling on the boards with Jeff Bader. Pacheco having a great season thus far. 8 minutes and 49 seconds left to go. Ball comes out, and it looked like Mansoret was trying to scoop it in past Danny Waldman, but Danny Waldman had other thoughts. Dumping it down low to Dantas. Gonçalves doing everything he can to keep the former Baltimore Blast player out of the attacking third. Caceres off of the boards to Pereira, and Christo there to take care of business. It's been a fun game thus far, Doctor. Looking at the stats, didn't get a chance to say them, but it's Tacoma that had the lion's share of shots within the first quarter. Aguirre, shot! Oh, nearly goes in. That ball just goes to the right of Danny, or the left, whichever angle you're looking at Danny Waltman. Fury need Emmanuel Aguirre.
Let's be honest, Tacoma's had a lot of great looks. They are just missing the goal. Otherwise, this game could have a very different scoreline.
It's a game of inches, and the inches haven't been falling in their favor, but we know 3-1 is not a significant lead at all, and regardless of any team in this league. Aguirre.
Well, Tacoma certainly proved a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left wasn't enough last time.
De Leon with 2 defenders on him off of the boards. Danny Waltman there. 7 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the half. Keats with De Leon on him. De Leon takes it away. De Leon to Tayu. We got a goal. What tremendous defense by George De Leon. He completely steals that ball from Corey Keats. Passes it out to Frank Tayu. We have another Fury goal in Toyota Arena. Doctor, give us the news.
Well, Frank Tayu might be the one to find the back of the sheet right there, but you got to say that goal was created entirely by the hard work of De Leon. Tayu's going to get credit with the goal, but De Leon, in my opinion, the man who makes this goal happen. You can see him just fighting on the boards, pirouettes around, comes out with the ball, and finds a wide-open Frank waiting at the back door to just tap it home.
Again, yeah, Frank in the right place at the right time, but George De Leon made that goal happen. Bravo, great defense by the Fury, and they find themselves with a 3-goal cushion in the second quarter.
Well, as we head to our media timeout, this timeout brought to you by National Core, National Community Renaissance, and Hope Through Housing Foundation provide high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive services that inspire hope, present opportunity, and generate prosperity while empowering individuals of all ages. Join us in transforming lives and communities at hopethroughhousing.org. And folks, we will be right back after a few short messages.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena. Folks, we'd like to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note.
Back now for the start of, well, not the start, halfway through the second quarter. 7 minutes and 19 seconds left to go. The Ontario Fury find themselves up 4-1 on the Tacoma Stars.
Frank Tayu finding himself on the score sheet twice, but in the wrong direction this time. He's got 2 fouls already so far through this first quarter. Frank Tayu racking up points, but racking up fouls at the same pace once again.
Well, the guy's aggressive. What can you say? He certainly leads the league in fouls, though. You know, Doctor Pereira on the ball. Back out to Logan Jones. One cool thing that we had, and we didn't even realize this, the last game against Utica City, we had a legend in the booth. Oh, Megson, we had a legend in the booth, and that of Werner Roth. And we just learned today, former Cosmos star Werner Roth named MASL advisor, shot by Mike Ramos, blocked by Chris Toth. Yeah, again, former New York Cosmos, named today as an MASL advisor by Commissioner Keith Tozer, and Roth apparently has been assisting the league in an unofficial capacity since the beginning of the year. I didn't know this. We met recently in Kansas City at the Soccer Coaches Convention. To have him on the broadcast and to know that he is part of this league as an advisor, pretty cool that we had him in the booth, Doctor.
Yeah, once called Beckenbauer and Pele his teammates. That's quite a name drop there.
You're forgetting Pele, of course, and he was the captain of that New York Cosmos team. Pacheco off of the boards. Perez! Oh, nearly getting himself an opportunity, but Megson was there to thwart that effort. Whistle on the turf. Back to Ontario. Alan Perez nearly getting himself his first goal. Let's take a look again.
See here, Perez just stuffed, and then as he goes up for the ball, gets muscled down to the ground, and it's going to be an Ontario Fury free kick from a very dangerous spot, Philly.
We see Gonçalves and Topete. They've connected on numerous occasions this season. Will we see that again? 6 minutes and 4 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Topete shot well into the netting, but we see that Thiago-Topete connection coming through yet again. When those boys play together and they connect, good things happen for Ontario. Pereira, the legend himself, backheeling it to Caceres. Caceres with Tayu on him. Caceres. And that ball comes back to Danny Waltman. Pacheco playing good defense. His defense led to a Fury goal earlier on. Pereira. Fury doing a great job marking Tacoma in their end of the third. That ball comes off of Bader to Ramos. He's marked by Gonçalves. Back out to Caceres. 5 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. In case you're joining us right now, Ontario Fury have 4 goals on Tacoma's 1. 3 of those goals coming later on. First quarter ended 1-1. Ontario Fury finding the back of the net on multiple occasions here in the second quarter.
Including an assist of the season by Frank Tayu.
That was a heck of an assist, but you also got to give credit to the assist that George De Leon had, muscling his way to finding Frank Tayu.
Nothing but golazos today.
Holloman back out to Waltman. Frank's down on the turf.
Debray cleaning out Frank on the way there, and he is down for a moment. Trainers are coming out to the pitch. What a perfect opportunity to promote our friends at the Inland Empire Health Providers. Score no-cost or low-cost healthcare coverage from IEHP, your Inland Empire Health Plan. To learn more, visit IEHP.org.
And we're taking a look at that replay right now. There wasn't much contact between Debray and Frank, but Frank's still tentative on the ground. The King standing up, walking it right off.
The King takes quite a beating in every game. You know, it has to be accumulation at this point. As much contact as he gets and frankly gives.
I mean, look, indoor is a tough sport. These are some exceptional athletes. This isn't easy on any of them. And obviously, we don't want to see any injuries on this turf. We have already, in that of Willie Spur. Willie, I know you're listening to this game again. Nothing but love from Philly, Panda, and the doctor. We wish you well. You got hurt during that San Diego Sockers game, and we hope to see you back soon out on the turf. Mansoray with some space. Abdul Mansoray, London registering his first goal of the season. Great play by the second-year Ontario Fury player from London, England. Doctor, let's go through this again.
Danny Waltman getting his pocket pick, doesn't see the ball coming back to him in time, is late to react. Mansoray with those wheels. Well, you're not going to keep London down when it comes to a track meet. Look at him, just a quick one touch, gets wide of the keeper, fires and finds the empty net. Abdul Mansoray opens his scoring account for the Ontario Fury. Well done to the Chelsea boy.
We've been wanting to see him score. He's come close on a number of occasions. It's fantastic seeing young Abdul score his first goal of the season for the Ontario Fury. It is 5-1 Fury with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And we see George De Leon trying to sneak one past Logan Jones. Passing it back out to Cisse. Cisse with Dantas on him. Passing it out to Pittman. Pittman dumping it down low. Aguirre tried to turn around, and there was a block. Blocked by number 20, Kevin Naranjo. I know Emmanuel Aguirre demands a lot of himself, a fantastic player in his own right. In his first season with the Ontario Fury, played most recently in San Diego, but with some Liga MX ties, playing at Atlas and Toluca. This is a kid that has a lot of talent, but he has yet to do big things for the Fury this season.
Those are certainly some big names south of the border.
Aguirre out to De Leon. De Leon with Mexon on. Back out to Aguirre. Aguirre out to Cisse. Cisse out to Palmer. Palmer, again, big shout out to the defender of the month in MASL, passing it out to Pacheco. Pacheco having a marvelous game today. Tayu trying to get by Keats. That ball out to Topete. To P. Shot. We got a goal. We have a goal. Alan Perez. Couldn't quite tell from this vantage point. Alan Perez registering his first goal as a member of the Ontario Fury. Let's go through this again. We see Johnny Topete to P off the boards. Perez getting a bunny, pushing it past Danny Waldman. Congratulations, Alan Perez. Way to go on your first goal as a member of the Ontario Fury this season.
I love seeing all the kids get in the action. And folks, if you want to have your kids get in the action, we've got youth camps coming up Monday, February 21st, President's Day Clinic is available to players of all ages. Check out the information at OntarioFury.com for more.
A very, very big goal in the young career of Alan Perez, registering his first goal and his first point of the season. We talked about him a couple of games ago, recently promoted from Fury 2. The kid has worked his tail off to be a member of this Ontario Fury team, and he gets rewarded with that awesome finish, putting the Fury up by 5 goals. Kids, hard work has a tendency to pay off, and Alan Perez, a pure indication of how hard work, preparation meeting opportunity, comes through, gets his first goal. Fury up 6-1 on Tacoma.
All the kids are getting their first goals of the game today. It's a wonderful thing to see. We talked about it early on with Nestor Hernandez and Justin Stinson out of tonight's lineup. It was going to take the depth of the Fury bench stepping up if they were going to come out on top today. And certainly they have spoken to their depth tonight so far with multiple goals from bench players coming in so far. We've got Abdul Mansoray. We've got Christian Alvarado. We've got Alan Perez finding the back of the net. And we'll just sprinkle on a brace by Pacheco Pacheco. An absolute golazo of an assist and a goal of his own by Frank. And with that, it is now Fury 6, Tacoma 1. We talked earlier in this game about not letting Tacoma have hope. A 5-goal lead here in the second quarter. You'd have to say they're checking the boxes so far, Philly.
Certainly, but again, this is still not a comfortable enough lead against any team. And you'd have to wonder what Adam Becker was trying to say to rally his Tacoma Stars team, because they have a really big hill to climb up in the Inland Empire on this Monday night.
Well, we are far from the 26-3 scoreline of 7 years ago, but Fury are certainly taking a commanding lead so far.
And there's Chris Toth, dumping it down low to Christian Alvarado, who's already scored a goal. He's got a bit of a run on. Oh, my God! Good Lord! Christian Alvarado getting by Danny Minetti. He's got his second goal of the game, second goal of the season. Another Ontario Fury goal. Loyola Marymount Lions everywhere. Let's hear your roar. One of your own just scored his second goal today. Let's go!
Look at Toth with an absolutely brilliant dime. This ball is put on a platter, and then bang, top shelf, knocking bottles down there. Lovely stuff. A brace already for Christian Alvarado. Came into the game with 0 points, 0 goals. He's leaving the first half with at least 2 goals and 2 points, Philly.
We haven't seen all that much of Christian this season. A member of the Fury for a long time, but again, hard work pays off. He's been working his way back into the lineup, and he gets rewarded. 2 goals in this game. Are you kidding me? Way to go, Christian Alvarado. Fury up 7-1. Caceres with Mansoret on him, trying to find Dantas. Good defense by Gonçalves. Dantas still with the ball. Dantas, a dangerous, dangerous man. We know what he can do. He's scored time and time again here in Toyota Arena. Caceres out to Pereira. Pereira out to Naranjo. Naranjo back out to Caceres. Holloman. We always got to give a shout out to his dad, LB, former assistant coach for the Ontario Fury, and an indoor legend with his own right.
One
LB,
of the kindest, nicest, most wonderful people you'll ever meet.
LB, we know you're listening. We got nothing but love for you. Naranjo, intercepted by the Fury. De Leon tried to catch Danny Waldman sleeping, but that ball gets deflected.
Save Dantas?
Danny Waldman certainly owes him a ice-cold beverage as a result of that. Megson with Gonçalves on him. Backheel passes it out to Ramos. Ramos out to Pereira. Pereira trying to find himself some space. Good footwork. Trying to get by De Leon. Passing it back out to Ramos. Ramos with Gonçalves on him. Out across the yellow line. Pereira. Back out to Ramos. Ramos, an interesting career within his own right, member of the Puerto Rican national team, got drafted within the MLS by Toronto, but didn't get signed. We're approaching under a minute to go here in the half. Megson with some space. Got to credit the Fury there. Good defense. It looked like that was Emmanuel Aguirre. Pereira. 45 seconds left to go. Ramos getting by Gonçalves. Pereira in the box. Back out to Ramos. Open look. That ball comes into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution. Chris Toth has his hands on the ball. 34 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Beautiful defensive shift right there from Ontario Fury, limiting the damage, keeping the shots low percentage, keep moving, keeping bodies on the big guys. They've been bodying up Pereira, bodying up Dantas. You have to say this looks like a completely different defensive effort from Ontario in this game versus our last game versus the Stars, Philly.
And again, you got to wonder whether fatigue is a factor. Tacoma played a very outstanding game against San Diego, and is fatigue a factor? You got to wonder if that's the case. Under 20 seconds left to go here within the second quarter. This has been all Ontario here within the second quarter. First quarter, the score was 1-1, but Fury registers 6 goals within this second frame. Tayu trying to find some space. That ball gets blocked by Logan Jones. Out to Berto. 5 seconds to go. Cisse with the ball. And it looks like that's the way the half is going to end. And that is all, folks. 7-1 Ontario here in Toyota Arena.
An absolute dominant performance from the Fury in that second half, netting 6 unanswered goals to take a 7-1 lead into the break. Folks, we will be right back on the other side of this after halftime, powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
What's going on, Fury faithful? Welcome to Striking Fury, the official podcast for the Ontario Fury. I am one half of the husband and wife faction that is here to bring to you the Ontario Fury action. The self-proclaimed beast from the East, I am Christian Philly Filament.
And always fine with a glass of wine, I am the better half of this dynamic duo. I am Amanda the Panda Filament.
Wine and the better half. You've really outdone yourself today, Panda.
That's right, and we are your Ontario Fury podcast.
Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
up and down, there and back. Entire game, who we attack. We take our time, we'll head it back. We on our heels, counter-attack. We fake that wall pass, get into the open man. We hitting angles on angles, don't let that three-line pass. It's a short field, so we don't need them long routes. We need the seventh man to help us till it's all done. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. We getting loud, we standing proud. Our hand clap is getting insane now. Hear the screams, hear what I mean? Ontario Fury. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. We are Ontario. Say what? Say it louder. Here we go. Ontario. We are who? We are Ontario. Come on. Let's go. Ontario.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Folks, welcome back to Toyota Arena. If you're just joining us right now, the scoring line has the Ontario Fury up 7-1 on the Tacoma Stars. And let's take a look at a couple of the goals that occurred within the first 30 minutes of play within this game. See, the first goal of the game, and that was Mike Ramos off a beautiful pass by number 4, Logan Jones. And from there we see Jesus Pacheco registering his first goal of the game. On that restart, Thiago Gonçalves passing it out to Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea finding the back of the net for the first time this evening. An outstanding goal, looking at it again from a different angle. Slots it home, nothing Danny Waltman can do. Doctor, call the next one.
Wow, here we have a beautiful save by Toth with a left foot kick out to the side. Absolutely wonderful stuff from him. And then, my goodness, if this doesn't make goals of the week, I want to recount. A beautiful scorpion assist from King Tayu to the wonderful header for his first goal of the season. Oh, that was absolutely lovely stuff.
Christian Alvarado getting on the boards, and we see another goal by Pacheco. Pacheco, again, having himself a magnificent season. A couple of these young players stepping up big time for the Ontario Fury. Again, we didn't have Nestor Hernandez. We didn't have Justin Stinson. They were healthy scratches. But it is fantastic to see the young Jesus Pacheco coming in, putting 2 in the back of the polyurethane, and of course Christian Alvarado getting his first 2 goals of this season.
There we see Frank finding his first and only goal of the game so far, I should say, although he does have the assist of the week in my book.
I don't know. I'm looking at that play by George De Leon, absolutely ripping the ball away from Corey Keats. Fantastic defensive effort. Frank was just in the right place at the right time, but George De Leon earned that goal for the Fury. That's really on De Leon.
And here we see London just outrunning Waltman. He's got wheels for days. As this back pass comes to the keeper, Mansoret comes flying in, is able to take one touch, slows his momentum perfectly, and is able to find the back of the net. Amazing stuff there.
Fantastic. We're looking again. We see Alan Perez getting his first goal as a member of the Ontario Fury. And hey, as the band Offspring said, the kids are all right. The kids are really making an impact in tonight's game, Doctor.
Are they ever? My goodness, we've got, 5 goals by the youngsters so far in this game, and we're only halfway through? I mean, the future is bright for Ontario Fury, that's for sure.
That's a goal of the week candidate right there. We see Chris Toll dumping one down low to Christian Alvarado. He's got Danny Maniti on him. He pushes him out of the way and blasts one past Waldman. Fantastic goal by the Loyola Marymount graduate, and we're always going to highlight young local talent. Loyola Marymount, Christian Alvarado. Hear those Lions roar.
What a dime by Toth as well, too. One of the assists of the season. Folks, we would like to go ahead and bring in the managing partner of the Ontario Fury right now. We're going to have Jeff Burham sit down with the voice of Fury himself, Christian Philly Philemon, and I will catch you guys back in a few.
I've made the comment on a number of occasions. We've had legends in the booth, but we have a fantastic owner and a big advocate of the indoor game. We have the owner of the Ontario Fury, Jeff Burham, joining us in the booth. Jeff, how you doing this evening?
Great, Philly. How are you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic. The fact that you're joining us in the booth, it's been long overdue. We've been trying to get you up here for a long time. So happy to have you on.
Well, of all nights to see our young talent come out there. Alan Perez, UCR, first goal as a professional career. Christian Alvarado, 2 goals. Jesus Pacheco, been on our team since he was 18 years old. What a great game tonight.
It's been fantastic, and obviously we've seen the Fury go through their ups and downs over the course of the past couple of seasons. What are your thoughts been on tonight's performance thus far?
Listen, I think this team and its talent has never been the problem the last several years. Under Jimmy Norberg's leadership, in my opinion, the best coach in the league, has the fundamentals, has been learning this game better and better every passing year. It doesn't matter what quality athletes you bring in. It's really about them playing as a team. And this team is always so young, it takes them a while to get their stride going. And as you see, I think Jimmy's going to let the young guns hunt tonight.
And that's a fantastic thing. And look, the mentality within this team, within this organization, obviously starts from the top. The head of the line, which is obviously you. You set the tone for this team, and we are very fortunate to have you as a part of all of this. And speaking of a part of all of this, you're obviously the owner of the Ontario Fury, but recently it was announced today that there's a creation of a player health and safety committee, and I'll read it out to you. The Major Arena Soccer League today announced the formation of a new, as I said earlier, MASL player health and safety committee to focus on enhancing concussion protocols, medical standards, injury prevention, player safety, playing field and arena conditions, and you are chairing that. Talk to us about this new committee.
Well, I've been a pretty vocal critic of player safety since I entered the league, and this year has been even more so than the past. There's been some criticism of some of the equipment. I won't go into the manufacturers of it, but the fact is we think, some of us believe, it jeopardizes player safety when they get hit. And, the league and the owners rallied around my statement that this is the most exciting, fun sport that, as an American, I've ever seen. Grew up watching baseball, football, and basketball. This is my favorite sport. I'd rather watch these kids play this game that they love more than I'd rather watch, frankly, the Lakers play these days in Los Angeles. And I grew up, out here as a Lakers fan. But I really believe this sport is all about the players. That's why I'm involved. That's why I'm involved in the community, so that we can help promote youth athletics, give these local kids an opportunity to meet their heroes, on that pitch, and inspire them in their lives and their goals.
And those are big words. I mean, you golf with Eric Dickerson. You had Tommy Lasorda come into Toyota Arena. So you're obviously a fan of other sports, but for the fact that you're saying that this is your favorite sport speaks volumes. Now, obviously everybody knows who you are, but you're involved in a lot of unbelievable projects within your own right. You are, if I'm not mistaken, the 4th largest owner of affordable housing within the United States. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been a real estate developer most of my career, and I've fallen in love with helping others. So I put my brain and energy behind creating a nonprofit that could help provide housing to people that were in need. And that's my part-time passion as the chairman of a volunteer organization that produces it now.
You're within philanthropic endeavors. Obviously, you're trying to make this league grow. You're helping. You being a part of the Fury and taking more of a hands-on role has obviously impacted this team, because this team has been dynamite over the past couple of seasons. Like, what more do you want to see out of the Ontario Fury? We're a hashtag championship-bound season. Is this the year?
Well, listen, Philly, I can't tell you if we're going to win it this year. I will tell you this organization is committed to a championship, committed to doing what it takes to promote this sport, help these players to do everything that they can. But really, it's more about the heart and soul that they play with than winning championships. I just want to give them a pitch that they can believe they can follow their dreams and their goals, and maybe they get rewarded with the championship and our fans get the reward of getting to see it.
And speaking of pitch, one thing that we saw you do a couple of games ago, when there was a pulling of the carpet down low, you were out there before anybody else trying to fix things. You are certainly a hands-on owner, and you're very visible, and that's been a huge asset to the Fury, and we certainly appreciate that. Obviously, with the start of the third quarter, we know you want to get out there and support the team, get behind the bench, get behind the team. Are there any final thoughts or anything you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Listen, I know that the boards are, for some of our fans, are a detriment to the game and their enjoyment. We don't miss that as data. But until we fix some of the safety issues, I think it's more important in these pandemic times when that ball's flying that they're safe from everything that we can do. The league made it a protocol. We wanted to lead by example and started a week early when the league mandate was February 17th. So just want our fans to continue to believe that we're looking out for their enjoyment and hang in there with us.
Absolutely. And Jeff, again, thank you so much for coming up to the booth. Again, it's long overdue. We'd love to get you on the podcast and highlight you and your story from where you've come from to the success that you've had. We certainly appreciate it. It's an honor being a part of this organization and have you lead it. Thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you more on.
Well, and I love everything you and the Doc do and Panda. You're the best broadcasting crew in this league, and the league knows it, and I'm proud of you all. Thank you.
Certainly appreciate it. That means a lot from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Jeff.
You got it.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Folks, that was the voice of Fury owner Jeff Burham you just heard. And we're seconds away from kicking it down to Panda. Panda's going to give us an update momentarily, but we see Frank Tayu on the counter. He's got number 20, Kevin Naranjo, on him. Passes it out to Berto. Berto, that ball gets blocked. Blocked by Logan Jones. And it is Megson there to scoop it up. Jones with Pacheco on him. Pacheco pushing him back, passing it down low to Ramos. Ramos rocking that 6th attacker jersey. Danny Waltman on the bench. And we obviously know how the Fury have handled this man disadvantage. Adam Becker trying to do everything they can to ignite some firepower within this Tacoma Stars team, because they find themselves down 7-1 with 11 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
And with that, folks, welcome back to myself. We're going to go ahead and throw it down to the third member of our broadcast team. The lovely Amanda the Panda Filliman has some words for us.
Yeah, hey guys, I spoke with Jimmy Norberg at the half, and he was really happy with the way that the defense was putting pressure on Tacoma and really keeping them from creating any opportunities. He was also happy with the way that we were moving the ball and creating our own opportunities for chances, which is allowing us to have, obviously, 7 goals. So in Jimmy Norberg's words, he just said, keep it up. So let's just see what happens, and this is going to be an exciting game either way. So kick it back to you guys up in the booth.
Fantastic stuff by Panda. Philly, we had some records set in tonight's game.
Oh, did we?
The Fury had 2 goals in 18 seconds, which is the second fastest 2 goals in team history, breaking a record they set just in the last game when they had 2 goals in 19 seconds. 15 seconds, of course, being the fastest 2 goals in Fury history. But already a record-breaking performance from Ontario tonight on the 7th anniversary of their goal-scoring record.
And that sounds like an unbelievable statistic from our own version of the professor and that of Bill Norris. Cisse taking the ball. He has Ramos on him. There's a shot, deflected off of Ramos. Over the boards, DeBray Holloman there to pick things up. Passes it out. Tacoma clears the ball. On the counter is Mike Ramos, getting by a couple of Fury defenders, trying to find Maniti, but Chris Toth is there to clean that up. DeBray Holloman intercepts Ramos. Out to number 22, in case you're wondering who that is Nate Ford, and we have a whistle. A Smurf sighting, our first Smurf sighting on the turf. We've got a blue card. Doctor, walk us through this.
So it looks like he just gets a little handsy as he's heading out there. That is Nate Ford, who just wraps up De Leon as he's going by there. You can see him pulling the jersey clear down beyond the shoulder, right in front of the referee. If you're going to have a hold call and be frustrated like that, don't do it right in front of the ref. You're going to find yourself in the sin bin every time. It is now the Fury's chance to have the extra man after they've already managed to stifle the 6th attacker twice. It's now a 2-minute power play for the boys in Ontario.
And coming into this matchup, the Fury are 38% on the power play, so the odds are not in favor of them converting on this. Great defense by Maniti, but that ball comes back into Chris Toth. Chris Toth crossing the midfield, passing it out to Topete. Less than 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ball comes out to Tayu. Tayu to Pacheco. Pacheco's got Caceres on him. Back out to Topete. Topete out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez out to De Leon. De Leon trying to find some space. Over the boards, back out to Topete with Maniti on him. Maniti already making a great defensive effort. Here's Johnny resetting it out, back out to Tiago. That Topete-Tiago connection has been stellar. Pacheco, back out to Johnny. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We're 1 minute and 14 left within this power play. That ball gets picked up by Tacoma. Logan Jones with some movement. Can they get a short-handed goal? Saved by Chris Toth. He gets a hand on it. Logan Jones nearly broke the hearts of the Fury with a short-handed goal, but thankfully to the defensive efforts of Chris Toth, that did not happen.
We have seen some sensational saves so far in this game, and another highlight reel save from Toth.
And that's Topete trying to find Pacheco off of the boards. 45 seconds left to go here within this power play. And less than 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tayu with some space. Tayu, that ball gets blocked by Maniti. Tacoma trying to clear things out, doing an exceptional job on this penalty kill thus far. Pacheco with less than 30 seconds left to go, passing it out to Gonzalez. Pacheco back out to Tiago. Can the Fury muster one off before this power play ends? Shot deflected off of Caceres. Caceres cleans it up. Less than 15 seconds left to go. We have Chris Toth passing it out to De Leon. Less than 10 seconds to go. Topete. Tiago with a shot off of the boards. And it is a penalty kill for Tacoma. Back to even strength. Pacheco trying to get by Maniti. Resets it back out.
Tacoma with a great power play kill there. They are 75% on the season, a number that just went up.
Cisse sporting a fresh new haircut, by the way. Passing it out to Travi P. Travi P back out to Cisse. Fury holding on to a lion's share of the possession these past couple of minutes. Alvarado, who, if you're just joining us, has 2 goals on the game himself. De Leon. Oh, great move off of the boards, getting by DeLuna. De Leon with a shot. Just misses. And it's the Tacoma on the counter. Ramos. Good defense by Cisse. DeBray Holloman there, but it's Cisse back with the ball. No call. Tayu with some space. Oh, good defense between Danny Waldman and Ishmael DeLuna. That looked like it could have been the 8th goal of the game for Ontario, but the back line for Tacoma said, Ish, don't think so.
Yeah, Tayu just unable to turn and get himself goalward there. Some great defense.
Dantas with Aguirre on him. Good defense by Emmanuel. Battle on the boards. And there's a whistle. Looks like the foul is going to be on Vinny Dantas.
Folks, we'd like to take a moment to remind you that Chill.com is the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the MASL Chill brands.
Mansoret scored his first goal of the season earlier on within the second quarter, passing it out to Topete. Topete within space, launches one, saved by Danny Waltman. That is Corey Keats there, rebounding it, taken away by Uzi Tayu, and there's the whistle. Oh!
It's going to be a blue card.
Smurf time!
Yeah, Uzi just absolutely goes shoulder to shoulder, but all his weight behind it absolutely cleans the opponent out and finds himself taking a trip to the bin of sin.
To the bin of sin indeed, and the Ontario Fury find themselves in a penalty kill situation. Corey Keats is down on the turf. Trainer is attending to him.
Oh, Uzi almost went to the wrong penalty box there and was certainly chirping on his way there. Lucky to avoid a Tweety Bird to go with his Smurf.
We got cartoon characters galore in today's matchup. You see Corey Keats walking back to the bench. Tough young man. Outstanding athlete within his own right. MASL All-Star.
And with that, folks, we have a timeout. Our timeout for the third quarter is going to be brought to you by National Core. We'd like to thank National Community Renaissance and Hope Through Housing Foundation for providing high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive services that inspire hope, present opportunity, and generate prosperity for individuals of all ages. Join us in transforming lives and communities at hopethroughhousing.org. And with that, folks, we're going to be right back after this quick commercial break.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Folks, we hope you've been enjoying some Olympic action. We're glad that you took a break to watch some MASL TV with us. For those of you watching that Super G and downhill ski, we'd like to shout out Boss Juvansky as we strap on our Boss Juvanskys and remind you folks that MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday with Alex Boss Juvansky, and this week featuring none other than the voice of Fury himself, Christian Philly Philemon.
Well, I certainly appreciate that shout out. Dantas, what a save! Great save by Chris Toth, and Cisse was there to block a shot by Megson.
Megson with the Karate Kid attempt there.
A Cobra Kai move that would make even Johnny Lawrence jealous. Ramos with a shot, high off of the boards. Ricochets back out to Pereira. Megson. Oh, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on the Fury. Never mind.
It looks like the foul is
on
called
Megson
against Tacoma, and they're going to have to run the 6th attacker back onto the bench as Danny Waltman parades that beautiful hair back into the box.
You and that hair envy, it makes me laugh. He does have a good head of hair. Off of the boards. Tayu with Megson. Off of the boards. Picked up by Caceres. Johnny Topete there. Passing it back out to Chris Toth. Toth out to Berto. Berto getting by Megson. Has himself some space. Being off of the boards, getting by Minetti. Trying to find Frank. He has Corey Keats on him. We're under a minute to go within this power play. And Fury have been controlling it despite the fact that they are short-handed. Topete. Off the boards, trying to find Frank. It's Keats marking him. Keats and Minetti.
Frank just killing some time down below. That's all right. It's a good tactical foul there. Frank went without a foul for a few minutes there, so he's doing all right for foul trouble as we make our way into the second half of tonight's game.
And there's Tacoma coming in with 39 seconds left to go here in this this power play. We see Mike Ramos sporting the 6th attacker jersey.
The old super power play.
We have 6 Tacoma Stars players with 4 Ontario Fury players, and obviously Chris Toth. 17 seconds left to go. Caceres out to Keats. Keats out to Mexon. Mexon with a shot that just goes up and out. 10 seconds to play. It's going to be a goalkeeper distribution. Ontario Fury find their way back to the ball. Danny Waltman back in net.
As that beautiful Flight ball goes out of play, folks, we'd like to remind you that Flight is the official mash ball of the MASL, designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. Flight, the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
Less than 7 seconds to go. Good defense with Dantas on Toth. Toth dumping it down low. Logan Jones there to intercept. Uzi Tayu is now out of the bin of sin. We're back out to even strength. Pereira.
Both teams successful on their power play kill. And
Mansoray with some space. There's nobody in net. Mansoray to Uzi. Uzi with a shot just off the left of the crossbar.
Oh, Uzi cannot believe he missed that one. Look at this replay as the ball comes streaking down.
A shot he would love to get back, a machine gun-like shot. Uzi does not convert there. 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Nick Pereira with the ball. Danny Waltman back in goal. That was a really good opportunity for the Fury to capitalize, but it just didn't go their way. Alex Caceres, marked by Mansoray. Passed out to Pereira. Pereira with Pacheco on him. Back out to Caceres. Caceres out to Holloman. DeBray trying to find some space. Back out to Caceres. Ramos with Berto on him. Passing it down low to Caceres. Caceres out to Pereira. Fury doing a good job of keeping the ball out of their attacking third. Or their defensive third, rather. Pereira out to Holloman. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It's been an interesting third quarter, Doctor. We haven't seen too much in terms of goal scoring.
No, both teams with successful power plays. Both teams having an offhand goal, shorthanded goal opportunity, but no one converting so far.
Tacoma still with the ball. Pacheco there, passing it out to Mansoray. Mansoray with Keats on him. Resets, passes it out to Pacheco. Pacheco with a couple of goals on the game thus far, passing it out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves down low to Tayu. Tayu with Bader on him. Out to Gonçalves. Tried to backheel past it, but that got intercepted by Tacoma. Naranjo there, passing it out to Keats. Back out to Waltman. Waltman out to Pereira. We haven't heard much from the Tacoma Stars captain and legend. Out to Logan Jones. He tried to find Vinny Dantas, but Israel Cisse there to break that play up. Ball comes off of the boards. It is Cisse battling out. Dantas with some space. Dantas, oh, that just misses. Dantas looking up at the ref, wanting a whistle. Nothing there.
The ref gave him the old Dikembe Mutombo, not in my house.
I didn't realize you were a basketball fan. I didn't even know you knew who Dikembe Mutombo was.
Oh, Lakers all day, baby. Lake show.
Waltman trying to find Dantas off of the boards. Chris Toth is there. Passing it out to De Leon. Cisse. Fury trying to clear their end of the turf. Ramos there playing really good defense. Ramos out to Caceres. Caceres back out to Ramos. Ramos with some space. Saved by Chris Toth. Whoa, and it was Mexon there trying to get his foot on the ball. But Chris Toth is there to thwart that effort. Heck of a play by the veteran keeper.
Oh, Chris Toth really close to getting his hand stamped on there. Smart stuff by Toth to be able to not only get the ball, but avoid the oncoming player.
The Tayu to Tayu firm out in full effect. Pacheco keeping the ball. Megson trying to make an effort, and there's a whistle.
Yeah, dangerous tackle there by Megson coming in. Didn't amount to nothing, but still gets a whistle. Folks, for the past 25 years, IEHP has been helping people get the care they need when they need it most. Visit iehp.org to learn more.
Less than 45 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Still been all Ontario despite no goals really being scored here. Caceres trying to find Megson, intercepted by Topete. Topete, Pacheco on it. Travik P. Off of the boards, Toth to Topete.
Pittman not happy. Got his jersey pulled right in front of the officials' bench there. No call.
No advantage there. Less than 15 seconds to go. Fury being real casual about ending this third quarter, dumping it down low. DeBray Holloman out to Megson. Megson to Keats. Keats out to Naranjo. And that is the whistle, folks. Third quarter ends. The score line, Ontario Fury 7, Tacoma Stars 1.
Folks, we'd like to thank Larson LLP for sponsoring our third quarter. And we'll be right back for the final quarter, hopefully, of action tonight, right after these messages.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise her 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
What's going on, Fury faithful? Welcome to Striking Fury, the official podcast for the Ontario Fury. I am one half of the husband and wife faction that is here to bring to you the Ontario Fury action. The self-proclaimed beast from the East, I am Christian Philly Philemon.
And always fine with a glass of wine, I am the better half of this dynamic duo. I am Amanda the Panda Philemon.
Wine and the better half. You've really outdone yourself today, Panda.
That's right, and we are your Ontario Fury podcast.
Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario.
Folks, we'd like to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note. Folks, we'd like to give a shout out to our friend Alex Bosch-Chuvansky and everyone over at MASL Primetime. MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday with Alex Bosch-Chuvansky and special guest this week, the voice of Fury himself, Christian Philly Philemon.
Again, I certainly appreciate that shout out. Looking forward to hearing my 4 minutes of fame. MASL Primetime. Mom, I know you're listening back in Queens, New York. Your boy did it. Made it on MASL Primetime. Make sure you check that out on Wednesday or Thursday when it comes out.
I would say set your DVRs, but folks, if you're already subscribed
Who
to
has a
MASL
DVR these
TV,
days?
you don't even need to watch it later. You can watch it at your leisure. One of the best things about MASL Primetime. Whether you catch it fresh on Wednesday or later in the week, always worth a watch.
And this game has certainly been worth the watch. if you're a Fury fan. If you're a Tacoma fan, clearly your team has a lot of work to do, but look, man, 6 goals, still very possible. Dantas with Gonzalez on him. We've seen crazier things in the world of indoor soccer. Monday night soccer, by the way. Happy Mondays, not two words that consist and coexist quite well with each other, but the fact that we have MASL action on a Monday, and here in Ontario, we've been doing games on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. It's great to have them on the weekend, but why not have them on every day of the week? And we've been providing that for you. So thank you so much for those of you tuning on the East Coast, and obviously those tuning on the West Coast. And for those of you on the West Coast in Southern California, get to Toyota Arena, please. The Ontario Fury are a great team. Indoor soccer is a great game. Best sport in North America.
And hit up Striking Fury, the official podcast of your Ontario Fury, and you might win yourself some beautiful free tickets to this game.
Oh, and there's a shot. Great shot. Saved by Toth Naranjo. Blasting that in, and we see Mansoret. Oh,
just behind Berto. Mansoret showing off his wheels once again, getting down end to end to try and set up Berto, but the ball just behind him as we miss another opportunity for a Berto bomb.
Off of the boards, Pacheco. And Chris Toth is there. Goalkeeper distribution. Passing it down low to Cisse. We haven't had any goals within the third quarter. And in terms of shots, well, it was the away team, the Tacoma Stars, that had more shots than the Ontario Fury with a margin of 5-4.
2 different power plays and multiple sixth attacker appearances. It was a very defensive third quarter after, my goodness, very little defense in that second quarter.
I mean, the first quarter was advantageous. It's the second quarter that Tacoma would like to forget, because that's where the game seems to have had the difference. Israel Cisse there to intercept the captain, the longtime member, the longest reigning member of the Ontario Fury there, making a heck of a play. There's Uzi Tayu. Getting some pressure by Tacoma. It was Kyle Rivers there pressuring him, but Frank Tayu was in space. Tayu! And that ball gets blocked by Caceres. He had Bader and Caceres on him.
Oh, as Tayu looks like he took a shot to the face there. He's up quick, no whistle.
Ramos trying to get by Frank. Off the boards, Pereira. With De Leon on him.
That's got to be a whistle. That's an easy call there for the refs.
Foul on De Leon.
We've got a delay of game warning against Frank here for getting in too close on the restart. We're about to see Tayu here take an alleged shot to the face. Looks like a little bit of an elbow caught him there.
Pereira plays that ball off of the boards. And that ball kicks out. Tayu passes it out to De Leon. Good move. De Leon with a shot. Just misses to the right.
Oh, he had Waltman beat if he could have just beat the post, but the goal just not wide enough.
And he had Alan Perez with him. Alan Perez scoring his first goal as a member of this Ontario Fury. Again, congratulations to the young Alan Perez getting promoted this season as a member of Fury 2. And we've had a couple of Fury 2 players that have graced the Fury roster that have made impacts. Clayson DeLima obviously being one of them, Doctor.
Of course, Clayson DeLima, your reigning goalkeeper of the year, taking second fiddle this year to Chris Toth, and what a goalkeeping tandem we have here in Ontario. Certainly the best in the league.
It's not anything that they had last season. It was only Clayson. Clayson played in every game last season, with the exception of the last few moments of the mini game against San Diego, and obviously we all know how that game ended.
Yeah, Chuy Molina, his final moments as a player before he took over his goalkeeping coach responsibilities for the Fury this year.
And that ball gets intercepted by Tacoma. Pereira on the counter. He has Christian Alvarado on him. Fancy footwork by the captain. Passes it out to Vinny Dantas. Dantas back out to Logan Jones. Ball comes off of the boards to Dantas. Dantas tried to find DeLuna, but Fury there to break that up. Alvarado passing it out to Toth. Tried to find Frank, but Jones was there to intercept. Fury on the counter. Alvarado running with Ramos. slows things down, passes it out to Pacheco. P, down low to Berto. Berto with Rivers on him. Cisse. Back out to Palmer. Palmer out to Cisse. Cisse with Dantas on him. Cisse out to P. Pacheco to Aguirre. Aguirre with Dantas on him.
Fury doing a good job of just keeping
DeLuna,
possession
pardon
and
me.
killing some clock here.
I said Dantas, my mistake, Ishmael DeLuna. Berto. Fury clearly trying to kill clock at this point. Pacheco.
And here's where I think we're really seeing those tired legs of Tacoma. They just cannot keep a press going this late in the game as the Fury able to just pass around at will.
Topete with some space. Oh, Topete hitting the left side of the iron. Mansoure with a shot just above the crossbar. That ball gets headed back from Ramos. And Danny Waltman is off the field. We see Mike Arguello on the turf for the first time in Toyota Arena. It's been mainly Danny Waltman that we've seen thus far. Mike, number 1, entering the game. Should have called that out earlier. Pereira with some space. Aguirre, good defense. Toth out of position. Aguirre still with the ball. Bader. And that's going to be a foul on Emmanuel Aguirre, foul on Jeff Bader.
Aguirre unhappy with the call there, and gosh, how did we not notice Arguello come out there? Quite a different look from Danny Waltman, that's for sure.
And there's a play, blocked, and we have a whistle.
Got a foul there by Kevin Naranjo. It's the reset to the Fury.
8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. Again, it has been all Fury, and most of the action occurring within the second quarter. Third quarter, we didn't see any goals. Fourth quarter, thus far, has been quiet. It's been a really good defensive effort by both teams, but the Fury still find themselves up 6 goals on Tacoma. De Leon with some fancy footwork, getting by the defenders. De Leon, shot, boom, goal, Lasso, George De Leon!
George De Leon says, I'm not leaving this game without getting a goal. Single-handedly, best 2-3 defenders here as he finds his way in, puts 3 defenders down, and beats the outstretched arms of Mike Arroyo as he puts it in the back of the net. We finally have ourselves a second half goal after we saw 8 goals in the first half. And the Fury once again pad their lead even further as that ball finds its way all the way out through the back of those brand new nets and into the concourse.
He put a lot of hustle behind that muscle. Arguello didn't have a chance at stopping that De Leon goal.
Folks, before we head to the media timeout, we'd like to remind you about MASL social media. Get the latest news on your favorite MASL teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL on Twitter. And with that, we'll be right back after these messages.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Frontier Communities is your hometown builder and a proud sponsor of the Ontario Fury. They don't just build homes, they build communities for generations to live, enjoy, and love. Your dream home is their mission every step of the way. Learn more at fhcommunities.com.
And folks, if you're just joining us right now, we're at 7 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this game and in this fourth quarter. And the Ontario Fury take a commanding 8-1 lead against the Tacoma Stars thanks to a goal by George DeLeon. It has been all Fury within the second and third quarter, and fourth, actually. There was nothing that went on in the third quarter. Second and fourth quarter thus far. Oh, what a shot by Vinny Dantas. Chris Toth getting a big paw on there.
Chris Toth doing his best striker impression, getting paws on the ball there.
They call Andrew Coughlin at Utica City Mr. Stretch, but Mr. Stretch certainly looked like Chris Toth in that last save. Ramos sporting that sixth attacker jersey. They have the man advantage. Caceres. Out to number 22, Nate Ford. Pereira. Haven't heard much from him today. Ramos with Mansoray on him. Out to Caceres. Caceres out to Ramos. Ramos out to Pereira. Fury doing a good job. And there's Ramos back on the ball. Fury have had a tough time converting on blocking the man advantage. Tacoma looking to exploit it.
We certainly talked about it in our keys to the game. The Fury needed to be better versus the sixth attacker. They're 2 for 2 against it so far.
Dantas has himself a goal. Vinny Dantas getting himself on the boards, and that is his 7th goal of the season. Great goal by Vinny Dantas.
Oh, my bad, folks. The old broadcaster's curse there. Lovely for you in Tacoma there as Dantas just finds the back post, sneaks it right by the outstretched foot of Toth. Wonderful stuff there. Folks, there are going to be plenty of highlights from this game, and we'd like to give a shout-out to our friends over at Fox Sports who are covering this game week in and week out. Thank you, Fox Sports, for covering each and every one in the MASL. When it comes to IE Sports, the conversation starts and stops with Fox Sports AM 1350, home of Coach B and Eternal, heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on the IE Sports Net.
Striking Fury isn't the only place that you're going to get Ontario Fury highlights. Obviously, check out Fox Sports. Thank you for that read, Doctor. 8-2 with 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And it looks like Arguello is out. Ramos back in sporting that sixth attacker jersey. Arguello, if I said it incorrectly, I certainly apologize. Still a sixth attacker for Tacoma. Ramos out to Pereira. Pereira with De Leon on him. Passing it out to Dantas. Dantas who scored that second goal for Tacoma just a few moments ago. Caceres with the ball. Ramos with Tayu on him. Out to Pereira. Tacoma doing anything within their power to try to strike again. Ramos with some space. He has a shot. Saved by Chris Toth. That is one of those saves of the week by the veteran keeper. Let's take a look at that again.
Sixth attacker with a shot. Toth going top shelf to save it. A quick double save to collect the rebound as well, too. Great stuff by the Iceman Toth.
4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Pereira with some space. He takes a shot. Kick save by Toth. Cisse there to clear it up. Back out to Ramos. Ramos out to Caceres.
Beautiful stuff once again by Toth as he found his weight going the wrong direction. Still able to get a foot out on that shot.
Pereira back out to Ramos. Ramos to Caceres. Caceres with some space. Saved by Chris Toth. Another attempt. Dantas off of the boards. George De Leon. Out to Tayu. Ramos hustling back to protect that gate. Back out. Fury clearly looking to kill some clock right there. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Pacheco with Megson on him. Passes it out low. Down low, rather, to Toth.
Well, not only do they kill some clock, they get a chance to just take a breather. The defensive effort can tire you out. Smart move there by Frank to just realize that, take a moment, let his teammates catch their breath.
And it's not only that. With having all these boards around, there haven't been that many balls that have come out of play, so clearly fatigue could be a factor for the Ontario Fury as well. Pacheco. Fury again trying to kill some clock. Pacheco out to Uzi. And yeah, again, we talked about this earlier. We haven't seen boards all across the turf since last season, Doctor. Do you think it's made a big impact within this matchup thus far?
I definitely think we have seen no top-of-the-arc restarts for the ball going out, as we typically see that over the short boards here in Toyota Arena. We haven't seen anything in the way of three-line passes, as goalkeepers have been attempting to use those tall boards in their offensive distribution. I think we've seen a faster, quicker game. You might say it's for player and fan safety, but I think the speed of the game and the intensity of the game has improved as well.
Uzi with Megson on him. Fury had the man advantage for a moment. Passes it off the boards to Jeff Hughes. Jeff Hughes out to Thiago. Gonzalez with Jones on him. Passing it out to Chris Toth. Chris Toth again looking to clear some clock. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in this match.
Toth just wisely waiting on the ball and says, look, if you're not going to come try and get it, why should I touch it? I'm just going to let this clock run down as we cross the 2-minute, 30-second mark.
DeLuna tried to put some pressure on him, but that ball came out to George De Leon. Nick Pereira there to intercept. Pereira passing it out to Jones. Tried to find Jones, but Tayu intercepts De Leon. Dumping it down low. Palmer wisely passing it back out to Toth. Keats trying to apply some pressure. Off of the boards. Palmer with some space. Fury on a counter. Oh, and that ball gets intercepted by Jones. Palmer tried to find Tayu, but Jones there with a great defensive effort. Back out to Nick Pereira. We're under 2 minutes left to go here within this matchup. Tacoma pulls their keeper, trying to utilize the man advantage within their favor. De Leon takes that away from Nick Pereira. Tayu with some, try to find some space, but that ball goes down low.
Unselfish play there from Frank. Really wants to run the clock down. Something he's mindful of is, of course, the fatigue weighing in on all the players at this point. Just allowing everybody to take a breath, not being selfish, and having a quick turnover there with an attempted shot from half field.
Dantas picks it up in the midfield, passes it down low to Mike Ramos. Ramos out to Caceres. Pereira. Can Tacoma at least get another shot off, another goal to maintain a little bit of respectability, because it has been all Ontario within this matchup here on Monday night. Shot gets deflected off of Tayu. That ball comes out of play. Tacoma has the ball. 53.9 seconds left to go. Caceres out to Pereira. We hear Trevor Penix, seventh man. O-Town in the house. 90s boy bands, Doctor. I know how much you love the 90s boy bands.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. How did you know, Philly?
I mean, you go into corn. Oh, there's a shot by Pereira, deflected off at Sopete. Less than 30 seconds to go. Ramos. Fury are going to come out with a W tonight here in Toyota Arena. Ramos off of the boards to Pereira. All Fury thus far, and really the match has been won within that second quarter. Pereira and Pacheco on him. Caceres, shot off of the boards. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that's the whistle. Ontario Fury victory on a Monday night against Tacoma, 8-2. All Fury tonight on Monday Night Soccer here on MASL TV, Doctor.
Yeah, we are definitely not going into overtime tonight, and the Fury are able to ride that second quarter offensive surge to an 8-2 victory versus the Tacoma Stars, picking up crucial 3 points in this Western Conference standings. Folks, before we send you out home, a couple things we'd like to remind you. The folks at IEHP would like to remind you that 96% of doctors are vaccinated against COVID-19. Get your COVID vaccines and get protected. IEHP recommends you head to myturn.ca.gov for California residents to get that all but essential vaccination. Folks, we're going to be back here in Toyota Arena on Tuesday, February 15th at 7:05 p.m. for another game against the Sockers. That's right, folks. Make sure we red out the stadium. We want to see everybody in their Fury red. Visit OntarioFury.com to pick up tickets. Cop yourself one of those brand new, beautiful Hummel kits you see out there. Pick up some of that red Fury gear so we can red out Toyota Arena next Tuesday, 7:05 p.m. kickoff time. Plenty of tickets still available. We would love to see the Fury faithful fill it to the rafters, Philly.
I want to give a shout out to our backup PA announcer, Jason. Jason battling COVID-19. Jason, we certainly miss you. You did an exceptional job in the last matchup against Utica City, and obviously we wish you all the best in a speedy recovery. We can't wait to have you back in Toyota Arena. You do a lot of work with not only the Fury but the Ontario Reign. We got nothing but love for you, buddy. And like you said, we face the Sockers next Tuesday. Fury gets some well-deserved time off going into this Super Bowl weekend, Doctor.
Yeah, you are going to be attending said Super Bowl. I still hope you have some voice left on Tuesday to do this broadcast, Philly. Congratulations to your lovely wife, Panda, who we'll hear from in a moment, getting named the Rams Fan of the Year. And by next Tuesday, very well could be the NFL Fan of the Year. I could not think of a more deserving person. A combat veteran, a registered nurse on the front lines once again, not only in Iraq, but now on the front lines versus COVID-19 as she works at Cedars-Sinai as a registered nurse and killing it as a sideline reporter for the Ontario Fury as well, too.
Super Bowl in LA. Rams in the Super Bowl. Fan of the Year. Potentially could be a Rams person. I mean, I wouldn't bet against Amanda not winning NFL Fan of the Year on Thursday. And we will know then. And Doctor, we're going to be given the recap of this game tomorrow night with Striking Furies episode 33. Make sure you tune into that. Philly, the Panda, and the Doctor together again.
Fantastic to be joining the team at Striking Fury this season, joining Philly and Panda to be part of the Striking Fury team. You can catch Striking Fury on all of your podcast forms. Wherever it is you find your podcast, be sure to check out Striking Fury, the official podcast of your Ontario Fury.
All right, we're moments away from Panda on the pitch. Pitch side with Panda with head coach Jimmy Norberg. Panda, take it away.
I'm here with head coach Jimmy Norberg after a phenomenal win. We started this game out with players like Justin Stinson, Nestor Hernandez, and you guys were able to pull out an incredible offensive effort winning this game. What do you think? Who stepped up the most for you in this game?
Well, I think Frank Tayu had a tremendous game. I thought Chris Toth in the goal was terrific, and our overall energy from the team. Alan Perez came in with the goal tonight to get him off the mark, and Abdul came in and scored a goal, so I was happy for those young guys.
Yeah, they had an incredible game. Defensively, they were able to really hold them to 2 goals. Like you said, Chris Toth had an amazing performance. I would love to talk to him if I could, but is there anything you want to say to all the fans that are here tonight? It's a Monday night, and I love seeing all of you out here tonight. I hope that we can continue to build on this.
Absolutely. Monday Night Football here. So we were happy to have them here, and they really helped us win tonight.
Yeah, this is our type of Monday Night Football. I'm happy to see all of you here. Can't wait to see it next week. Got another big game. Anything that you want to do to prepare for that?
You know, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. The defensive energy's been very, very good, and that's what it's really about for us.
Yeah, you guys are so exciting to watch. Tonight's game was phenomenal. Congratulations on an amazing win. Can't wait to see you next week.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Panda. We certainly appreciate the analysis pitch side with Panda. That was an interview with head coach Jimmy Norberg, and it was a great win for the Ontario Fury, no doubt. Fury come out with the W, an 8-2 win. If we're looking at shots, it was the away team with 26 to Ontario's 22. And it looks like we're going to be back pitch side. Panda managed to nab Chris Toth. Chris Toth, who had himself a really good game with 17 saves. Panda, take it away. Pitch side with Panda. Chris Toth, Panda, take it away. Sorry about those technical difficulties, Panda. Pitch side
I'm
with
here with
Chris Toth.
goalkeeper Chris Toth. Chris, you had an amazing game tonight. You held a dynamic Tacoma offense to only 2 goals tonight. What was it about tonight that made you able to really come out and hold them to what they had tonight?
Yeah, well, it was a full team effort, first of all. We wanted to be sharper in the back defensively, and we wanted to prove a point. And tonight, we did a good job of that. And then, the defense ain't going to take care of all of it, so then that's my job to take care of the rest. And, we were ready for them.
Yeah, I mean, you had, Defensive Player of the Month, Robert Palmer, out there. I'm sure he was very key to kind of keeping all of those out of your end of the pitch tonight. Is there anything that you want to say and give him some accolades as that as well for your defense?
Yeah, Berto's a great player. It's my first year playing with him, but I've seen him around the league in the past, and he's a great addition here, having him here. And it's great to actually play with him and not against him. He's deserving of the award, and the rest of the guys in the back, I mean, they all do an excellent job.
Yeah, they are incredible. You are incredible, and a big reason why we won tonight. So thank you so much for that. We can't wait to see you guys next week. Get prepared for San Diego. Thank you so much. Congratulations on this win.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, back to you guys in the booth.
Philly, an absolutely wonderful performance by the boys tonight. They're able to come out and net a huge win. We're going to be back for a massive matchup versus the San Diego Sockers. It's going to be next Tuesday, the 15th, 7:05 p.m. What can the boys carry over from this win tonight into that game versus the Sockers?
I mean, clearly it's going to be confidence. Obviously, they came out with a huge win against Tacoma. The last time the Fury were in Toyota Arena, it was a tough and hard-fought match. The Fury lost in a shootout, but today they came out and pulled through. The win against Utica City clearly was a really big emotional booster. They managed to put 15 goals past Utica City, and today they absolutely decimated Tacoma in terms of this matchup. Again, this game was won within the second quarter. And what the Fury had as an advantage was the fact that Tacoma was operating potentially on tired legs. They played an exceptional game against San Diego, but it was all Fury today, and that's got to be a huge confidence boost for this team, getting a couple of days off, coming back to Toyota Arena next Tuesday to square off yet again against the San Diego Sockers.
Oh, the I-15 rivalry is getting hot. It has been one-sided so far this season. The Fury picking up a lone overtime win down in San Diego, an opportunity to pick up a crucial 3 points in those standings coming up next week. Philly, as we wrap up tonight, we really want to take a look back at our keys to the game. So many of the things that we have called this team out for, they have failed to do on previous broadcasts. Tonight, virtually everything we talked about at the beginning of this match is something that the Fury were able to execute. Whether it was not letting the emotion of things going on in the outside world of MASL get in their mindset, that second quarter certainly proved these boys had the task in mind. Not letting the Stars build momentum after that first goal. The hope was stifled within that second quarter as the Fury absolutely dominated with 7 unanswered goals into it. We talk about controlling the captain. What did you think of Nick Pereira's performance tonight, Phil?
I mean, Nick Pereira was relatively quiet. In the last matchup that they had, he had 4 assists, and he had a goal that propelled them into overtime, and obviously he had a shootout goal that helped propel Tacoma to a W. Nick Pereira, very quiet today, and again, you can't help but wonder whether or not this could have been what they like to call a trap game. Tacoma coming in on consecutive nights, battling a really tough Ontario Fury team. And despite the fact that the Fury have squared off against the Sockers on multiple occasions, despite the fact that the Fury have squared off against Tacoma and Florida on multiple occasions, they have played some of the best teams in this league and have managed to battle back. In reality, Ontario has been an exceptionally exciting team. There's only one game in which they completely let the game go out of hand, but you got to think that all these games against Florida and San Diego have prepared them for the brunt of the season. They managed to score 8 goals, beat Tacoma 8-2, and it was without Justin Stinson. It was without Nestor Hernandez. And Frank Taillou, while he did have an impact on this game, didn't have the biggest, because this game literally could have been won off of just the goals by Christian Alvarado and Jesus Pacheco. The beautiful thing about tonight's matchup is you had a couple of the stars out on this game, but it's the next man up, and the next man came through, and it came to fruition and helped the Fury get a W today.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful performance from Abdul Mansour. It's good to see our Chelsea boy London out there performing as well, too. So many of these small team players, these guys that play for Fury 2, getting the call up, getting a chance to excel for the big boys tonight, and it was a wonderful thing to see.
These are the key components of a championship team. It doesn't matter if your stars are out. Again, it's next man up, and next man came up and made a game, made it a big deal, and they were the difference makers. Folks, again, we want to thank you all for tuning in and spending your Monday night with Philly, the Doctor, and Panda. We know there's plenty of other things that you could have been doing, but there's nothing better than to spend a Monday night watching the greatest game in North America, indoor soccer, on MASL TV. We certainly thank you for your time, and we can't wait to see you all again next Tuesday as we have the next rendition of the I-15 Collision, Ontario, San Diego. We'll see what happens next week. But until then, we just want to say thank you. God bless. We want to thank our production team, Mike Zapata, Lorenzo, everybody back there, our statisticians, Bill Norris. We want to thank our PA guy, John Spire. We have a great staff here in Ontario. Good. Thanks to the team for doing what they got to do. Thanks to Tacoma for coming in. It was a great game, and I'm thanking everybody. I love you all. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Doctor, anything else?
Happy Monday, everybody. We'll catch you next Tuesday. Have a good night, MASL land.
Have a good night. See y'all soon.